Well, I've been a fan of the show for 3 or 4 years now. I saw the original documentary. My buddy had the week off. I'm like, look, I mean, free. It's a holiday week. I'm like, let's take a ride up. So we came from Attleboro, so it's like an hour and a half. I took the electric car. Now I have to find a charger on the way back. Well, I collected as a kid, took a lot of time off, and then maybe about 6 or 7 years ago, I started buying the books I couldn't get to when I was a kid, the real expensive ones. Yeah, I was buying like graded copies through eBay. If I go to a store, I would look on the wall, see what they get. I usually like the first appearances, or maybe even finishing stories I didn't get to when I was a kid, just didn't have access to them. Oh, I'm the epitome of that. I'm a sucker, big time. I'm the one everyone hates.
You fucking whore.
I usually wait for the movie to come out and get hyped up when everyone else gets hyped up, and I'll go after it. I recently bought the first appearance of Silver Surfer because I've always wanted it, but who was it? My wife bought me the first appearance of She-Hulk before the show came out because she knew the show was coming out. So it's not even just me, it's like the household. All of them. The worst one for me was the Black Panther, the sequel. I mean, who wants to see Black Panther's little sister beat up Namor? Right? I liked Namor as a kid. I mean, the guy who did Namor was fine. Just, it's hard to root for that. They should have just replaced him. I would have loved to have seen Black Panther versus Namor. My kid is not super into it. I wish she was, because I would, if she wanted to go see the Marvels, I would take her, but I don't really want to see the Marvels. Ant-Man, I mean, the only one that's come out since Endgame that I liked was the Spider-Man movie. As far as the series, I thought WandaVision was pretty good. I know a lot of people crapped on that, but every series since then, or after that one, has been awful. I can't even finish an episode. I'll start an episode and I'll turn it off halfway through, and that's the end of it. I like Conan, and Glenn said this. A lot of people have been recommending this series, so I'm gonna give it a shot. And then Predator versus Wolverine got my curiosity, and then it's the first appearance of one of the Heralds of Galactus, and I kind of get a kick out of that from when I was a kid. So I have the first appearance of Silver Surfer, Airwalker, Terrax, the Fire Lord, and is it Morg? I forget what that guy's name is, the guy from the 90s. I actually bought that one off the stand when I was a kid. I gave a lot of it away. I probably have about 300-400 books still. Very young cousins. When I was in my mid-20s, I gave a lot of the stuff away. My aunt was a teacher, and I gave her a bunch of books. She would hand them out to the kids if they did something good in class. I gave her a whole big long box like one of these. I was smart enough to look through it. I'm pretty good. I'm sure nothing was worth anything. I mean, it was amazing Spider-Man titles, but from the Copper Age, the early 90s, I mean, it's stuff I could still get for probably $5. Whenever I go on vacation, I convince my wife, I go, let's find a local comic book store in the area, and we'll go check it out. Universal one time, I actually hit a comic book store in Orlando. It was a big place. I would say it was probably about twice the size as this. Not counting the bar they had in the back. They had like a secret room you could walk in the back, and they actually had a bar there. That was pretty wild. I fit books in New York. I just like going. I like the stores more than I like the books now. When I was a kid, I used to hop on the bike and there'd be 2 of them within a couple miles. Now I got probably 2 of them within 15 miles of my house. Even when I was a kid, I didn't like when the story would start out in one book and then force you to buy a different title to continue the story. I don't want to do that. Just give me the story. I'll just keep buying the same one the next month. I'll come after that. They turn it into like a wild goose chase with that. Like one of those comic stores I tell you about. You hit the trade paperback, you grab a trade paperback, you hope to read it on the flight home. The story sucks. That's happened before. I've had comic book owners recommend stuff, and like it's just not very good. Some Batman titles. I couldn't tell you what they are. Like I said, I don't read that often. This was kind of just a day trip. Make a fun day. How much of this are you going to use?
So you didn't get this from me. You got it from everyone else. That this Conan is one of the best Conan books in forever.
You're the only one that told me it was good.
I'm telling you, it was good by other people's because I don't read Conan. Yeah. So in the '90s, they did Archie Punisher.
Yeah,
which was really good. The Marvel issue 1, the Marvel issue. They were in New York, and it was drawn Marvel style, like whatever. But then they took off and went to Riverdale, and the next issue was all in Archie style. Yeah. That was good too. It was Archie versus the Punisher. There was actually a guy who looked like Archie that was actually the Punisher was after. But when he went down to Riverdale, he thought Archie was that guy.
Didn't they do that in the Muppets with Kermit? Wasn't there like an evil Kermit running around?
Oh yeah. Yeah. Do you need a copy of the receipt?
I'm good.
Okay.
So I got the first Silver Surfer,
Yeah.
Fire Lord, Terrax, Airwalker. Is that what it is? Airwalker? I don't have the first Drax. I don't have the first Drax.
The first Drax is the same as the first Thanos. It was the same issue.
It's a little difficult to get.
Yeah, a little pricey.
What was Drax?
When I read in the early 90s, they alluded to it.
Oh,
Him being
okay.
Part of that, so I assume so.
Wasn't I wanted to fill in that whole
Terrax. I loved him. He's a good.
the whole cosmic power run from that era in like 90s. I want to say 93, 94.
Which one was that?
It was like a 4 issues, 4 or 5,
issues, I think.
6 issues.
Yeah, Cosmic Powers.
Cosmic
was awesome.
Powers. Yeah, it was really, really good. And it had like Thanos, Terrax. I can't remember who else was in it, but it's like each one was
Jack of Hearts.
Yep.
Thanos starts off, and he's on he's on a planet, and he's just on top of a pile of dead bodies. Yeah. And there's one guy gets up, and he's like, "Bring it!" He kills him, and he goes back to his ship. He goes, "Well, how you doing? That planet was supposed to be the most ruthless people ever. I just beat them in 6 hours or whatever. I'm bored." And then he decided he wanted something, and I forgot who who he was taking it from, but it was someone who was tough. So he builds up a team. Terrax was one of them, and Jack of Hearts and whatnot. And then so he gets him to go fight this guy, and he goes, "You better not leave us, because we know we can't trust you." Well, they start fighting the guy. Thanos disappears, and he kicks the crap out of them. But Thanos was just going for what he wanted. He just had to get by this guy to get it. I can't remember what villain it was, but it was someone that Thanos even needed help with. So now the villain, the entity that he's fighting is comes back and says, you're not getting any of this, and you're not getting. He fights him a little till he gets the orb. All he wanted was this orb, and he grabs the orb. He goes, "Hey, all I wanted was this." He goes, "Well, we're fighting." He goes, "No, I got it," and he just makes himself go back to his ship, and he's just got it in a case, and he's like he's bored again, He just wanted some stupid orb, and he went through all this just to get that because he was bored. It's a great book, yeah. And that's how the Infinity Gauntlet ended in the comics too. After he lost, and Warlock got the gauntlet. He came down to visit him, and he was just on his farm. He was just on the farm. And his outfit was the scarecrow thing, and he was just there in like a pair of jeans or whatever, and just farming. He goes, "I knew you weren't dead." He goes, "We're cool." And I actually think he gave him a gem too. He had given him a gem because he gave it to the rest of the Infinity Watch. All the idiot Drax and Pip the Troll, and I think Gamora was in it or whatever. They all got a gem, and of course Drax swallowed his. It's
a terrible comic. I remember that one.
Yeah. It wasn't good. Good. But then I believe he ended up giving one to when he went down and visited Thanos. He gave one to Thanos.
Let's see what I'm picking up. Duke. I hear good things about it. Scotty Uncover. I always buy Batman. This is a Suidam cover. I buy all those. I know him pretty well. I love his work, and he's a wicked nice guy. And then this is a weird set, and I like really weird stuff. If you guys are interested, I can't really tell you what it's about, but Google it. It's weird. I don't know what else I want. I know there's other stuff I want. Oh, gotta get Creepshow. I don't know if I read this one yet, but yes, I did read that one. I wish I got that cover instead. First one is wicked cool. Andy Samberg and Rick Remenda write it. It's about this guy who is like a bowling superhero. I don't know how to explain it, but comment on this. If this is the one I was thinking of, I bought this, and I was talking how much I love Ghost Rider. Dude, I was loving this book up until this issue. Literally until this issue. And I'll tell you why. All right, so it was the previous issue. I'll pull the previous issue. I might even be off this book because it is so stupid now. All right, so let me show you something in this book. 1620. Look at what happens in here, dude. So these two are like partners. They're gonna go fight crime. She's into like the fact that he's a demon, stuff like that. They have sex, and I'll tell you what happens. They create this creature from having sex. Look at this. Your daughter is special, Mr. and Mrs. Warroad. So these two have sex once. They create this creepy thing, and this thing is what goes and kills, like, where is it? Can't find it. But this thing ends up being the thing that can kill the big demon right here. Look how stupid this thing is. See, he's going to the, what is that, the asylum? The school. He's going to the school to kill the demon. Imagine that. Having sex and creating this stupid thing, and that thing goes and kills the demon. I mean, normally that's like right up my alley in terms of stupidity. No, I'll still read it. And by the way, they have sex, right? A minute later, this creature comes from nowhere. Like, where does it come from? I know how babies are born. That ain't how it's born. It takes 9 months, right? I don't know. Who does that cover? Oh, that's J. Scott Campbell. See, I like this cover a lot. I was gonna buy the Virgin variant. I like Nakayama, but I don't want to read this book, so I might just buy the Virgin variant from his. I mean, there are certain artists that I always buy. Covers won't make or break a book for me. I bought 3 of those last week. I'm putting it on my sub list. It's really good. I took a chance on it. It's about this guy, this big fat dude. He was like a chef, and he's like really, really into food. Now is a cannibal. Totally up my alley. So this dude's making a video. He just finds some guy, makes a video, and he's videoing his kind of like his last days of cannibalism because he wants everyone to see what he does. Dude, it's awesome. It's a RMV book. I bought 3 of them last week. I think you showed me giving them a shot, and they're wicked good. Rare Flavors. That's my Boston accent, Rare Flavors. The art's good in it. It's weird. It's different. In every book, it shows like the guy, he's in India. And like he's talking about chai tea and like all the like the labor and the love that goes into chai tea, and people there's this one guy who has been making chai tea for generations, his whole family, and it explains each time. So when he kills someone and eats them, it's usually someone who's like really, really into the food they're cooking. It's strange, dude, but excellent. No, I was here last week and I picked them up and you were videoing me and I was just like, I'll give this a shot. When I say I like weird art, see, these look like colored pencils, right? I think the it's super stylized. Like, look at that, dude. That looks like, I don't know. I just think it's awesome. Here's a kid. He finds a kid, and the kid's his, see, he's now in the pepper field in, I think, India. And this guy who drove him has been here his whole life, and the peppers don't even bother him because it's like in his blood. So, of course, he wants to eat the guy because the peppers are like part of him. I don't know. Excellent. I'm putting that on my sub list. Like this I bought because it was Andy Samberg. I figure it's probably funny. It's got a guy bowling on it. I'm Jewish. It's got like this guy who's Jewish and his dad's typical Jewish dad. You know, it's like kind of funny. At the end of the day, right, it's what, $4? You know, and I know people don't have the money, you know, but for me, an extra $4, you know, if I can get some enjoyment out of it, it doesn't matter.
Nothing. I don't know, maybe Dracula. Dr. Acula. That's a good one. This is good, but I already have it. So is that. Just remember, buy the comics. We're all gonna die one day. None of this matters. It's my famous saying now at this point. Creepshow's great though. I already have these, and then Deviant's been great too. If you're into creepy Santas that kill everybody. What else have I been reading? I like this R.L. Stein stuff too. I already have that one, but that's a good one too. I can't read Marvel books now because I don't know what's happening anymore. There's been too many stories and side stories and this and that. I mean, the last Marvel thing I probably read was King in Black, which I liked, but shout out to Donnie on that one. I think he wrote that one. Did something right. I will buy things based off of covers. DC covers. I like the Lee Bermejo covers. All the Joker ones he did. He did I think it was last year he did Joker dressed as a Santa with a crying baby sitting on his lap. Like, that's great. Everyone loves that. But every cover that guy's done has been great. He did one with Batman with no shirt on, covered in scars. I was like, yeah, that rules. But indies have been great. There's been a lot of great indies coming out. Glenn knows too. He knows what to bring in. He brings in the good stuff. You know, there's always going to be people that sub to Marvel stuff, so you're always going to see that. But the best stuff is in the indies right now, if you're asking me. But we all have different opinions on things. We like what we like. I can find common ground with anybody the way I see things. Have fun. You know, do whatever you want. This is whatever you want to do in this hobby. I say go for it. If you want to speculate and think you're going to make a little bit of money, cool, great. I hope you do. There's room for everybody here.
Yeah, but yeah, he doesn't like me.
That's okay. I don't like you either, but I still keep coming in.
Yeah, right. There you go. You know.
I like
Hey,
it.
there's
It's the
something
first time meeting you.
He may not like me. He may not like me, but I'm still going to carry his books because guess what? We all have different opinions. But again, I'm a professional. I'm a businessman. If people want to read his books, I'm going to bring them in. It's that simple. You know, it's we do sell their books. Right. Maybe we just won't promote them as much as But if someone wants them, it's right. You know, because you know something should be nice to the retailers. Right. We're selling their books.
Selling your product.
Right. You know,
Why wouldn't you be nice?
Right, but I'm not gonna not sell it. You know, it's because that makes no sense. That's just stupid as a business guy. You know, You come in, you say, hey, Donnie Cates is my favorite writer. I want all Donnie Cates books. I'll make sure you get all Donnie Cates books. I'm disappointed in you. You know, it's you must not like yourself. I will still help you not like yourself and sell you a Donnie Cates book. You know. I mean, I can't recommend one, but if you say you want one, I'll give it, but I can't recommend one, you know, it's,
What's the least bad one?
Thor started off good, but then just fell apart. His Hulk was the worst thing, I think the worst thing since, that's probably one of the worst things in comics ever. His
crossover's pretty bad.
He was so proud of it because when I says you write yourself into a story, he goes, I wrote myself into a story. I was in the story and I made shit tons of money. Woo, wow. That book blew. It did sell for a while. Oh yeah, no, it sold for a while, but it wasn't that great. You know, it's
The previous series was good.
Oh, what's that?
Wasn't Immortal Hulk right before the one he did?
Oh no, Immortal Hulk was awesome. Yes, yeah. His Hulk series came out after Immortal Hulk, but I would talk about There was a book called Crossover that he did, and it crossed over a bunch of comic characters crossed over.
All the covers, dude.
Yeah, oh yeah.
I had such high hopes for it.
The reason why he sold so many books because he put out 50 covers for every one of them. So people needed the covers and whatnot. So that helped his numbers.
I don't like when they do that.
No.
Have so many covers. It's ridiculous.
If someone's going to order 15 covers off of me, I'm going to order them. Right. You know, it's I'm stupid not to.
Right.
You know,
like
but
one cover it's cool if there's like a special cover for like a special edition.
Right.
But if there's like even 3 covers, I feel like that's just getting ridiculous.
Well, the last Ronin had what? Like 75 different covers for the first one?
Yeah. I'm a fan of just one cover.
Yeah,
I collect cover A.
Yeah.
So for my Spider-Man run, it's all cover A. Because when I started collecting Spider-Man, there was only one cover.
Right.
So as far as I'm concerned, I'm going along, it's cover A. So all my, from number 1 all the way to today's, has been cover A. Right. And there's a couple that I grabbed. There's a couple in there that I grabbed at extra because they did a cool Howard the Duck cover. You know, it's right. And again, who wants Howard the Duck covers? idiots like me and him. Right, yeah. They did one, I think it was like issue, I don't know, the issue 600, 700, whatever. They did a third printing where it was, I think it was a Doc Ock cover where that cover was better than the first printings. They probably had Ramita doing that cover. So it was, it's just, well, I really want this cover because I want something good to look at too while I was there. But yeah, most of it though, I just keep the one cover and that's it. I don't have many multiple covers. Timeless still there. And X-Force, we're good. Let's see what we got here. Action Comics Annual, we're good for now. Green Lantern, Alan Scott. Oh look, I started with one on the shelf today. I've got two now. What does people think about that book? Alan Scott's Green Lantern. Somebody put it back from the poll sub. What's that?
It's what the people demanded.
Yeah, yep, they did. They demanded it. They demanded it enough to put it back on the shelf. And I can't fault them because it's not a good book. I've never had this many detectives left over. You know, I mean, it's only 5 copies, but I mean, it's on a Wednesday. I didn't sell one book so far off the shelf. Batman Detective are usually your two best of the Batmans, and I mean, you saw how busy it was. It's been here today. It's really busy. Not one Batman book sold off the shelf. I sold more Creep Shows off the shelf than I did Batman. But for subscriptions, I have a lot of detective subscribers, and not as many as of Creep Show, but just people coming off the shelf. I sold more Creep Shows today. That Creep Show was left over from last week that I left up there, and more people still bought that than they did Detective. They sell the way these books got packaged. You toss them to the floor is actually being nice to them. It's a miracle. It's a miracle. Some of these books are in any condition when you get them. Ghost Rider, love these covers. Great covers. I got to start reading this book. I read the first couple issues. Haven't read it since, but a lot of people saying it's worth the read. Interesting. I need to read this. I'm reading this home tonight. The only gang war book I haven't read yet. Watch yourself. This book was. Have you been reading Deviant at all?
I'm buying the first issue today.
Yeah. Yep. Nice catch. Don't want to be saying a manhandle in the books. You did a bunch of DC stuff in the day.
Are you losing your mind?
My mind's lost. 31 years ago, I opened up a freaking comic shop. I lost it back then.
So give me a synopsis.
No. Need some dust?
I don't.
Okay, good. Need some dwellings? Yes. It's like a Harvey book. Got some Five Nights at Freddy's.
It's too many nights.
Yeah.
I don't want to stay 3 nights.
Yeah, I'm good with that. This book was good too. Under Heist. David Lapham. It's actually not like messed up where, I mean, he's written some messed up stuff. And there we go. That's what I'm going to reorder tonight. 3 or 4 books. Most of the other stuff was just up there. Same people buy it every month, every week. They all came in today, so it's gone. Oh boy. Hey, what are you doing? Nothing. Why? The books are in my way. I'm just moving them.
Okay.
What do you think I was going to do?
I don't know. Who knows what you do?
I may drop them.
That's what I'm saying.
Could have happened. But I'd hate to do that for
I
you.
wouldn't like it.
No. You're a horrible thing to do to your books.
Yep.
It is time to do the list.
We have Bones of the Gods. Ordered in March of 2023. Will be coming out in January of 2024. Conan the Barbarian.
Yes.
No, it's coming out next week. It's a week late.
Okay.
That's how late.
Yeah, right.
So it's not too late.
There
But
you go.
from what I heard, and I've heard it from some reliable sources, like people commenting on the videos, Conan the Barbarian is one of the best Conan books ever created right now. This one right here.
I wouldn't lie.
But only compared to other Conan books.
Right.
Okay.
Seriously? Really?
Right, which isn't saying much then, right? Yeah. There's so much good positivity for this Conan book. I am not ragging on Conan at all anymore. Of this series.
Okay, appreciate it.
There'll be no more ragging on it because the consensus seems to be saying that it's one of the best Conan books around. So, or ever. I'm done ragging on this Conan series.
I accept.
Maze Agency. Once upon a time, at the end of the world. Pine and Merrimack. Savage Red Sonja. Unnatural Order.
Yeah.
Mike?
Yeah.
Did I
Is
wake
this
you
one
up?
going to be free too?
Unfortunately, this one's not free.
Oh, that's okay.
That was one of the ones you said you definitely wanted from the...
Yeah.
I'm hoping in the new year, I'm actually hoping in the new year you can actually remember what you read. All right, we have Drive Like Hell. Giant Robot Hellboy.
Yes.
Yes.
That book is great.
It is good.
Art, script, everything.
Everything.
Yeah, this one isn't one of Christopher Golden's ones either. No.
Which is very surprising.
But speaking of the world famous Christopher Golden, friend of the store here.
Golf clap? Golf clap.
Mortal Terror #2.
Oh, I got to get that.
Most definitely.
Number 1 was terrific.
Awesome. Great story. Artwork's not too shabby either.
Here's what the world's been asking for right here. Kid Venom Origins.
Enjoy.
Spider-Boy is bad enough.
Right, we don't need Spider-Boy. We don't need Kid Venom. It's by Taigami. He must be doing all of it. Ms. Marvel Meow. That's what we need too. We need a bunch of Marvel cats or something. You know, it's
And friends.
Florkins.
yeah. We got a Flurkin in it too. Yep.
And friends.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Thanos.
Yes. That's sort of been a delay, isn't that a month late?
What's happening, man? He's old. I'm just really old. Ooh.
Oh, geez, no. Don't go there.
Don't even go there. We know where you live. So what you doing, kid? I don't even know. I think I got everything there, but I gotta go double check the list. He's usually pretty good at it. That's the screwed up cover. You and I figure it out, huh? I really don't remember because this is number 2. I forget the number 1.
I'm probably the only one in here reading this. It's
I wish I had. Almost.
it's a manga. You got to read it from the back to the
Well,
front.
that's why I didn't, Michael.
You got to read the panels from right to left. I think it's manga. If I'm wrong, sue me. So Gwen's got me reading Gothic novels now. Helen of Windhorn.
That is fabulous.
It's American Gothic, but it's still Gothic. It goes against his normal warning on Tom King, but he must have thought because there were no superheroes involved, it'd be safe for me to read it. Mostly hit.
Yeah.
If he saw something's good and he's been reading it, then I tend to go with that.
He's usually spot on, man. Sometimes it's just taste, you know. He likes something I don't like. I like something he likes. I don't like something he likes. But pretty much, even a little crust on it.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I like that.
It's yeah. Okay, I did it again. Shit.
Love the Looney Tunes. That's the best book. That's the best book on the market right there.
Man.
Yep.
Yeah, it is.
You know what that one with the Godfather thing on the front? What was it?
Torpedo 1942 or whatever. Yeah, that was a good book.
Oh,
yep.
man.
Yep.
Freaking awesome.
Celestial
Yep. I really
Season.
enjoyed
I'm gonna
that.
give this one more
Could have
shot.
a
And that's the end of this, right?
That's the end of this. Yep.
Dead
Yep.
teddy bear.
Good. Because I never thought it was going where it went.
Neither did I.
No
I was kind of disappointed for that. You know,
Me
it's
too, man. Me too. I had
yep.
no freaking clue, man.
Yep. What the hell's the price on this magazine here?
Love the way it's done. It's like a lot of unexpected stuff in it.
I added something to my list. I've been waiting for this. Look at the art of this thing, man. How killer is that? Look at that. This could be like one of my favorite things, or I could never read another one. But yeah,
And who's the artist?
Is that it?
I had a feeling it had a little bit of a
Yeah, there's
Mongol
definitely a
look to it.
Japanese feel to it.
But at least you can
Yeah,
read it.
his story and art.
Yeah, at least you can read it from
English
the front.
translation, huh? The Ronin walks with his path, playing Sith.
There you go.
There's droid
Autograph
outside.
done there. Yep.
That's weird, man.
Okay.
I'm into it.
Well, I found 2 different used copies of this, and I'm trying to figure out which one is in nicer shape.
One guy was in Arizona, and when he come, we go just sit down. I'll go buy it and go to the house, you know. You think I'm calling that crazy Italian lady?
It looks like the staple might have rusted a little bit, and the rust might have bled into the paper. I also think the paper for this one is a little bit lighter than the paper for that one, but it's sort of hard to tell because the edges are where it starts to brown, you know. The other problem with this one, it's handwritten on there's a little date there. That's not good, and it's also part of the grading is the condition of the back cover. Now, most people think the back cover, that doesn't matter, but it will affect the grade. So this one here doesn't have, well, it isn't written on, and let's see, it doesn't have that blemish there. So I don't know. I tend to think that even though it has an overall grade, I think the cover counts for a large amount of that. So I think I'll go with the slightly pricier one. That one's slightly pricier at $20. This one's at $15. Yeah, big deal, huh? It was sort of traumatic to open up my run of all the Joe Sinnott inked Fantastic Fours and find out a lot of them were starting to chip and fall apart and stuff like that.
Man, I'm a nobody, and I don't want anything from you. No shout-outs, no credit, no nothing. Well, buddy, you're getting some shout-outs and some credit because I've only looked at 2, and they're awesome. Please take this as just to keep up the good fight. From Michigan, I saw your video. So a lot of people saying, I see you're getting backlash. I'm not a YouTuber. I have no art influence on social media to speak of. That's fine. I just want to make cool art with cool characters for cool fans. Again, I don't want anything, but if you could let me know you got these, that would be cool. I'm on Instagram. Private message is cool. Well, if he's watching the videos, this is some of the work that
That one's really good.
yeah, this is some of the work that he's done. Look at. I mean, he's got some on the back too. You know, it's and there's just only a couple of them.
If you decide to get rid of the Joker and Harley, you know where I know what home that wants to go to.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, the Superman's dope.
Yeah, look at that. Isn't it great? Look at the Darth Maul, too.
Yeah, dude.
It's a nice Gambit, too.
Awesome.
Yeah. And you know what's even better than the Darth Maul? Look at this Vader. Hello. Yeah. Oh, I know someone's gonna like this one too. Look at this Predator.
Just put it aside. It's not quality the rest of the work.
Yeah. And look at the alien that he did too.
Take them both. Scream, fighting for it.
Yeah. Oh. Now I'm having problems. Got some Hulk.
Oh, that one's awesome.
I'm not sure who this is.
Monster Girl and
also a racer.
Invisible's girlfriend. I can't think of her name right now.
Our larger ones.
Is that Jennifer Blood?
What's her name?
Oh, Baroness?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, from yeah, like there he is, yeah.
It's gonna be real.
Wolverine. She-Hulk. Hey, glare there.
Let me make it worse for you.
What do you want? How do you want me to hold it so there's no glare? This one's a good too. And we got Spider-Gwen on the back. On the back.
Sub-Zero.
Yeah. And little Thor action. And some Bane on the other side.
Oh my gosh, really?
I want to thank you. These things are awesome. Hopefully, you know, I mean, I know you mentioned that you do cons and stuff yourself. Hopefully you're very successful with these because this is some awesome artwork. But, you know, I know you didn't want any credit for it, but, you know, these are beautiful. How can I not show these on the show? Thanks again. I really appreciate it.
Sue me.